All right, guys, I'm here with I'm here with all the puppies, but right now I got Gray. Time to start weighing them in. We're at the close of week 4, so we're gonna start weighing them in and get their weights. And Gray is the first one up. And normally this is not so easy because it won't stay still. So they're turning around in the scale and bouncing and then after this it'll be feeding time. So let's see. Gray's last weight, first weight was 15 ounces. Then she up to a pound, then a pound and 11 ounces. So let's see what we get today. All right, guys. All the weight's done. I was trying to get it on camera, but when I tell you that they move around fast as hell, they will not stay in the little scale. You can see, I mean, it's not a really big one, so it's hard as hell to get them in there. And then get them still. So with that, we can look at some of their weights. Again, closing out week 4. See, Gray collar is at pound 14 ounces. And these are really rough weights because as they get more and more active, it's hard as hell to hold them still and try and get an accurate weight and let the scale actually sit with each one in there. Green collar, pound 15. Brown is dead. That's the slash through it. He was one of the males. And same thing on this one here. This is one of the males there that's dead. But orange collar, a pound and 10 ounces. Pound and 14 ounces for dark pink collar or fuchsia. Yellow collar, pound 14 for blue collar. He's the only living male. White collar is the smallest. And this is the first weight where she's over a pound. So she's a pound 6 ounces. And then lastly, purple, pound 9 ounces. And I'm not going to get so caught up on the weights because they'll go to the vet and get the official weight. They'll get the records. They'll start getting some shots. Right now, I'm just giving them dewormer and food. And so then we'll get an actual weight once we get to the vet. But that's it, man. Just tracking their progress, their growth, their health. Keep them fed as often as possible. Or every 3. At this point, I'm doing more like every 4 hours. And then up until the nighttime. Nighttime, I let them sleep through the night now. So I'm no longer trying to feed them around the clock. It is very exhausting. But also, at some point, they need to learn how to start sleeping through the night. Certainly, I wouldn't want their new owners to start or have to continue along those lines. So, yeah, at this point, they're growing, making progress. Again, we'll see what the vet says when I take them all down there. But until then, signing out. This is James with Israelite Kennel Rottweilers. Come here. Seem to always grab you, don't it, Gray? It's Gray. Where White at? There you go, White. Come here. Tell him bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right, if you're interested in getting a dog, again, my contact information will be at the end of the video. Until then, James signing out, along with White Collar. Come on. Feed time first. Come here. All right, guys. So it's feeding time. You just heard me wake them up. They're all lying on the floor. We got Orange up first, and we got somebody barking because they ain't first. It looks like it's yellow. And that's essentially it. Just mix some of the puppy milk. I use Espalac, which is puppy milk replacer. Just mix it with water, just like that pancake mix that many of us know and love. And hey, after that, it's just feeding them. There's instructions about based on their body weight. I'm gonna try and post a video about their weight. I just took their weight a little while ago. But I don't go by that. It just becomes too cumbersome to sit and try and calculate how many tablespoons or 50 milliliters to give them based on their body weight over and over and over and over and over. So I made the decision a while ago after watching Beth and other videos. Now, even though Beth, my female dog, the bitch, didn't feed them long, she was feeding them initially. And when they were there, of course, they were eating until they were full. She would try and get in a position where they were comfortable and just feed them until they're full until they stop. And I think that has been the method that I've used. I let them eat until they're basically full. Once they either slow down on the bottle or they completely pull away, then I sit them to the side. Now, there's a risk of overeating, sure. And actually, Gray had swimmer's legs in the beginning because her weight was probably so much, she was eating so long that her legs could not support her weight. And so that does happen. And swimmer's legs, you can look it up, but basically they're sort of stretched out like a swimmer, almost like dragging their hind legs. And so Gray was doing that, but I saw a couple of different techniques to sort of strengthen her leg. One is to like use my hand to create resistance and use that to strengthen her legs. And I also used a couple of poles that I had left over from the whelping box and putting them close together, forcing her to stand up and walk the length of those poles was also a tremendous help. So now she's fine, she's normal. But I'm not worrying about all that calculating. That's just too cumbersome of a process. Look, feed the puppies until they're full and then sit one down and grab the next one. And after doing this for about 3 to 4 weeks now, I'm convinced that it's not the teeth that actually makes the mom dog want to start moving away from them at week 4 or week 3. It's them damn claws. Man, these claws hurt like hell, man. And it's not because they're any sharper than they were on day 1, because they were razor sharp then. But they didn't have the strength in those claws to scratch the shit out of you. And now as they're getting stronger, you can probably see, I don't think I can zoom in from here, but you can probably see that like it's moving its claws. There's a tremendous amount of power in those legs already. And when you start holding your forearm right there to those claws, man, them claws will scratch the shit out of you. All right. And normally I give them, because the first time might be a phantom fool. So like right then, she came off. But yeah, I give her like a second shot, and if she latches on and she wants to keep going, as opposed to turning her head, then okay, that was a phantom fool. That was maybe I needed to belch. That was I can't believe I'm overexcited. And then you look for things like milk, water shooting out of the nose. When they were younger, I was using wipes after every feeding to pat their bottom, simulating the mother's tongue so that they can go to the restroom. But now, they're big enough that they can go to the restroom, pee and potty all on their own. I'm not doing that anymore. Orange is done. And then we'll move on to the next one. And we'll rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. This is either yellow or green. Still ain't no better at that color thing. So then what I do as I grab them like this, normally after I grab this color, yellow or green, I'll feed the other one, basically it's twin. So that's probably why they're about the same size too. I'll feed that one right after. Because if not, I let them go down there with those colors, they'll get mixed up, and I can't tell yellow from green too well. So I have to put the collars right by each other, as I told you before, and in order to see the colors. So then once they're out of the way, I can tell everybody else apart. I can tell the colors on everybody else apart. And then, like I said, rinse and repeat over and over until I get all 8 cycled through. Once I get all 8 cycled through, we're done. That's all to it. So I'm not gonna sit here and make you watch me feed all 8 puppies, but that's essentially it. Maybe this was educational to you. If so, give the video a like. If it wasn't, give me a like anyway. Since it took your time, you took your time and watched it. Have a good day. All right, PSA, public service announcement. If you contact me about buying a puppy, be ready to buy a puppy. And I mean that as far as financially ready as well as mentally, emotionally. Be at that point that you decide you're gonna buy a puppy. You can contact me all day long to talk about dogs, talk about puppies. But if you contact me saying you're ready to buy a puppy, the last thing I want to hear, the last thing I want to hear from a man who are supposed to be leaders of their houses, responsible for the safety and protection of everybody in it, that are oftentimes fathers as well as husbands. The last thing I want to hear from a man is that you got to talk to your wife. If you are a man and you need to talk to your wife before you can make a decision about the running of your household, the safety and security of your household, or if you're not getting a dog for either of those and you just want it because it's a pet that you want, so for joy or some type of solace or comfort to someone, then my dogs aren't the place. They're not the animal for you. Your home is not a place that they should be in. Because as a man, if you're not leading your home, if you're telling me that your house is going to be unstable because of your wife and her being unhappy about a purpose or purchase that you made, then don't contact me. That's not something I want to hear coming out of a man's mouth, especially as an Israelite, because the title Israelite was put before kennel Rottweilers as far as my business goes for a reason. Right? As an Israelite, you should be working your way back to your heritage. You are a man made in the image of God. She isn't. You are. So if you are leading your house, and image ain't just talking about your physical attributes, but in that you have the essence and the responsibilities and the duties of leading, guiding. Don't contact me telling me as a man you got to talk to your wife. And I know we love to tell ourselves things like, because we love to pat ourselves on the back and not actually hold ourselves accountable. So we'll say things like, it's about wisdom, brother. It's wisdom. It ain't wise if you telling me wisdom has left your house a long time ago. If you telling me that an unhappy woman is gonna upset the balance in your house, so you as the man gotta check with your woman. Nah, wisdom left your house a long time ago, partner. If that's what you gotta do, don't contact me. My dogs don't belong in your home. Your home is not a place for my dogs. You should maybe get you a teacup Yorkie or a poodle. I hear they're very smart. That's what you should be focused on. A Rottweiler is a dog that will take and put down a dominant attitude in your house and ultimately control you. So if you can't control your family, who has more intelligence than an animal, if you can't steer your family, who should have more intelligence than an animal, then don't contact me saying you want to purchase a Rottweiler. Look into another type of animal. That's the close of this public service announcement. Again, I'm James with Israelite Killing Rottweilers. If it hurts your feelings, then as they say, hit dog holler. Have a good one.